Hi. I don't know if y'all can see me. Let me change the light and which one do I love better? I think I love this. So I'm finishing off with the Black Cat Energy series I've done. And today I'm finishing off with how to know you have the Black Cat energy. If you have that, just wait for a while for people to get in. No, I didn't put on any rings. The mic is up. What happened to my nails? Okay, so we've been talking about the black cat for a while now. I have been so interested in this topic, so I was like, I'm going to share it here. And finally, I've put out enough, videos about all the characteristics and how she embodies, or a woman can embody that energy. But then how do you know? Some people, some girls are like, okay, I've been doing all of this. Maybe I've been taking advice. How would I know? Or how would you spot a woman? Like you see a woman and you're like, oh, she has that energy. She has that like divine energy about her. How would you know when you meet one? First of all, any woman with that black cat energy takes care of themselves. 100%. That's why I keep saying you put yourself first, because if you love yourself and you put yourself first, the only person you care about taking care of is you. That's all. Everything else comes second. Even most mothers that you see them thriving, like you see some mothers as soon as they give birth, they snatch back to their normal self, it's because they put themselves first. They don't take out all the responsibilities on themselves and let the man kick his feet up in the couch and rest. They hold the man accountable. Like, you hold the baby this time. I go and work out. I go and prepare meal for myself and the baby, and you hold him. You don't just go out there and leave the baby all on me. They are not afraid to let their man know, their family know, hey, I come first. So they take their health seriously. They take their looks seriously. They take their business seriously. They mind their business. They don't play when it comes to themselves. They don't go around people pleasing and putting everyone else before them. They understand that they are the priority in their life, and so they act according to that. Don't be out here thinking you have the energy of a black cat if all you do is put everyone else need and wants before you. You are not going to, that would be like, that's the first thing, because if you don't get that down and in your mind, it will be hard for you to even start that journey, because it starts with you. So if you are not taking care of you and you are not being there for yourself, how would you even know when something is not right and you have to stand up for yourself? How would you know, oh, it's time to leave this situation, it's time for me to end this, it's time for me to get on with this? How would you know? It only takes self-love for you to know when things has to change, when you have to get up from a table, when you have to say no, when you don't want something, able to stand up and be like, no, I don't agree with this. Okay. It only takes self-love. That's the only way. So take care of yourself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the world just ended and you have to take care of yourself. Just do it. Just do it. You would look like you look back one day in life and you realize, okay, I made the best decisions in life. And most of the time, men don't really love you. They love how you love yourself. Okay? If you love yourself, what the fuck? What's that? So, if you love yourself, men will reflect that same kind of love to you. The way you love yourself is how they're going to love you. So if they come in and they realize, oh, she doesn't even love herself, she doesn't value herself, guess what? Same treatment. Like, they're going to reflect it back to you. So put yourself on that pedestal. Know who you are all the time. Okay, and the second way you know you have the black cat energy is you are aware of other people's energy. it's really important as a woman to be able to read the room and know the kind of people you're dealing with, know who you're dealing with, and that will actually give you the upper hand in any situation you find yourself. Because if you don't know the people you're dealing with, if you walk into a room and you can't check the temperature of that room, you're up for failure. Because what if the people in those rooms are actually communicating with you that they don't like you, but you don't know? If you don't know, you just be in a room full of women who are kind of hating on you, but you don't even know. So it's important that when you meet people, you're able to tell from the energy, oh, this person is maybe has an envious spirit, maybe this person hate me, this person is this, and you're able to tell, hello Chin Chin, hello Isabella, hola Isabella, ¿cómo estás? Ah, bien, ¿y tú? So you're able to tell who this person is, how their energy communicates with you. You're able to kind of like not even have a deep expression of how they feel, but you kind of have an idea of how they feel about you. Okay, it's really important to at least have an idea of the kind of energy they carry with them. If you have no idea at all, you're up for disaster now. So, how do you even learn to know other people's energy or know who you're dealing with? It starts with you. It starts with, and that's the third one, of you know your intuition and listening to your intuition. It's very important that we all have that. I think it's a woman thing and even a human thing. It's with us. Your body, your soul, whatever you call it, will tell you things about people before you even get to know them. It's like it gives you this inner trail of people. Like you can meet someone and you feel like, there's something about them that I don't really like. And you later find out that, oh, this was it. Yeah, I get it now. It's because your soul communicates with you something that your eyes or your mind can't interpret. So when anyone who listens to intuition finds it very easy to read the energies of other people. It's not magic. When someone's able to cut off someone or not even try to be someone's friend, is because they've already read you spiritually. They know like this thing is not going to work. You have to be connected to your intuition first. It's really important. So learn to connect internally to your intuition as a woman. That is your superpower. And if your intuition is not on, like if you don't have your intuition thing on, like you can't tell people, you need to meditate. It's really important that you start meditating. I feel like that calmness and quietness speaks louder than anything. When you're mostly in a very calm and quiet, kind of like you're able to be calm and quieted and collected, you hear things and your soul speaks to you. But if you're always in that chaos and loudness, and even if your soul is speaking, you can't hear. You can't hear because it's too much noise. And the soul whispers. So it's not going to be as loud as the outside world. It's going to whisper to you. You need to sometimes during the day find the correct moment to be in silence and listen to yourself, connect to your body, and just know what the body is trying to tell you or your soul is trying to tell you. That is very important. That's how you connect. That's where it starts. It always starts from within. It doesn't start from a book or anything else. Okay, you can read a book, you can watch a YouTube channel that will tell you how to. By the end of the day, if you don't practice it, you could know a lot and you still won't get there. You have to put it into action. Everything you learn, it's only like valuable. It means something when you're putting it into action. If you're not putting it into action, it's just waste. It's just potential sitting there like not moving. You have to put it in motion, in kinetic energy, as they say in physics, before it's going to manifest to you what it actually means. Let me go back to my list. And the fourth way is they embrace their femininity. In our world nowadays, I see that femininity is something that we even have to come online to learn. Back then, our grandmothers and our mothers, I think they found it more easier to be in their feminine energy. And it's okay. The world is changing. The world is changing. Things that were never like done back in the days is done now. A lot of things, like women being the caretaker of the house. At first, it was always the men. Women didn't even have to go to work or they're always in the kitchen, they didn't go to school. So the whole power was with the men taking care of the house. But now the world is changing. Women go to work, so women also take care of the family, and that is not a bad thing. I think to each their own. Every household have what works for them and what doesn't work for them. Do what works for you. That is your personal issue. But feminine energy is not just about that. I mean, if you're a woman and you have no choice but to take care of the house, I think you should. You should for that time. But you should also learn how to let a man lead you and let a man like be the leader in your life. You don't always have to be the one to initiate and chase and provide. Okay. That is too masculine as a woman. And I feel like it will show on your body and on your face when you're always in the masculine position of providing and protecting your family. And it makes the man lazy and it makes him sit back because he has someone to do that work for him. So he will be in his feminine and you will be in your masculine energy because there's an exchange of energy, you know? There is an overlap, and so the energies are just, they've shifted. But if you relax and lay back and decide to observe, just like the feminine energy, you decide to observe, the man will have no choice but to step up and be the man. I was recently speaking to this guy. I think we were kind of speaking, and I've noticed a lot of feminine energy from him. Like he's really in his feminine energy, and he's a good person, no doubt. But he has a lot of feminine energy, and it's a turn off. Okay, a man in his feminine energy is a turn off to any woman in her feminine energy, because two feminine people can't coexist. Okay, what are your thoughts on the new live action Snow White movie? I heard it flopped. Oh my God, there was a live action of Snow White. Maybe it wasn't good. That's why it flopped. I am sure if something is very good, people will patronize and people will be interested. Or it could be that because we are now in the social media world where we want a lot of drama and distraction, maybe it wasn't distractive enough. There wasn't much chaos in the show, so people were like, "Oh, it's too boring," blah blah blah. We live in a world where we want chaos, so it could be one or the other, or it could be something I don't know. Yeah, I haven't even watched it myself. Hey, honey, do you have any tips on how to get over a breakup? Of course, I do. Of course, I do. Breakups are very, very, very hurtful. So I understand. It's kind of like you have a soul contract with someone, but to get over someone could also be very easy if you program your mind. But you have to first think about what brought the breakup. Why did you guys break up? I'm sure there was a reason. So why did you guys break up? Notice that reason. And if it makes you angry, move on. Okay? If it really makes you angry, put that on your non-negotiable as something you never, like as a lesson. Okay? So hold that as a lesson, and also something in your life that you never like you never stay with any man for that thing. Hold that as a standard in your life, because that means the reason why it made you angry and you broke up is it's because it's something that your body or you know it's not right. Okay, so it's okay. Breakups are normal, but don't go back to the same pain. Move on. If it makes you angry, if that thing they did made you angry, move on. That's your closure. That's everything you need to know. And I'm sure I'll make a video. I'll go into details more. I'll make a video about breakups because I had a very horrible breakup back in 2022. It was one of the most horrible ones ever. So I'll talk about breakups in my next live. So stay tuned. You can subscribe so anytime I go live, you get the notification. So embracing femininity it has everything to do with your aura. Okay, we are both made up of, both men and women are made up of. You're welcome. We are both made up of the feminine and the masculine energy. You can't change that. Why? Because you are made up of your dad and your mom. So you have that in you already. But as a woman, if your sex is a woman, you have the dominant energy, which is feminine, and the next dominant one is the masculine. So you have more feminine than masculine. And the men also have more masculine energy than feminine. So it's normal. But some women get into like traumatic situations or some abuse, and they tend to lean more into their masculine because that protects them. The masculine is very protective, very aggressive. So some women, due to trauma, they lean more into the masculine. They have to act tough. So they tend to lean more into the masculine and they abandon their feminine. They forget that the feminine is the healing part of them. The masculine will protect you, but it's not going to heal. The feminine heals, the masculine protects. So you might be a masculine thinking that it's making you not be bullied again or not be hurt, blah, blah, blah. That's why I say to women, when you get to a breakup, don't become tough, because breakups can even turn you to be very masculine because you want to protect your heart from the next like hurt or the next pain. And some women tend to be masculine through that. But I'll prefer you lean more into your feminine even after a breakup. And what does the feminine mean? Like, have more hope that the right person will come. Have hope that, yeah, this person is not the one. That's why we broke up, right? And also have like that kind of like that patience to sit with the pain. Don't try to make the pain go away instantly. It's a breakup. It's going to hurt for a while. Don't rush the process, okay? Don't rush it. That is too masculine when you're rushing it. When you're rushing the pain to go away, it's masculine. But when you let it sit, let your whole body feel the pain and just relax into it, the pain, it becomes something like which doesn't matter anymore, because your body just like takes it out. After you sit with it for a long time, you start accepting the fact that, okay, this happened. It's okay. I'm going to move on, right? But if you kind of push it away and you try push it away and try to be very like, oh, I don't care, like I'm da da, you are going to like it's going to show up in other areas of your life. It's going to show up with you having trust issues, you being emotionally unavailable. It's going to show up in so many ways because you haven't healed that pain. So first, get like when you're going through anything as a woman, still being your feminine is really important. The feminine is your true essence as a woman or as a girl. Any way you tend to identify yourself, it's your true essence. So you can show it physically also by dressing up in like beautiful clothes, like jewelries, like skirts, dresses, heels. I love heels. It's the most feminine thing any woman can put on. Okay, it's the most feminine thing. It's something that we differentiates us from men. Men are always in shoes. So if you're also always in shoes, but if a woman is in heels, like men can get in heels unless he's homophobic, he's gay, right? So heels, it makes you look feminine at once the moment you put it on. Makeup. Why do you think when men are transitioning to gay, they mostly use makeup? Because makeup is very feminine. Have flowers around you. Like, do all the feminine things after you've healed all that wound inside of you. Because femininity is very attractive. It makes you very relaxed. It makes you just exist in this world. And it's just so beautiful. So a woman who is in her, that divine energy is very feminine. But that doesn't mean she's a walkover or she's a pushover. She has, the darkness is what contours that. So she can be very assertive. She can go like, hey, this is the boundary, you don't cross it, blah, blah, blah. She can put you in check when it's time for that. Feminine doesn't mean be a pushover. Be gentle, be kind, but don't let people walk you over. That's it. And the fifth one is she knows when it's time to walk away. Walking away is easy if you embody your divine energy or your black cat energy. Cats have times when they even want you to touch them and times when they don't want you to touch them. It's a boundary. When someone is hurting you or disrespecting you, putting any kind of, putting out any kind of attitude that you don't like or you don't find that works with you, a woman in her divine feminine is not afraid to be like, I'm done. Like, I don't care. I'm out. And they really mean what they say. Don't let people throw trash at you and you stay, talk anyhow to disrespect you, put you down, and you still be with them. Men don't respect a woman who doesn't know how to stand up for herself. You need to have a backbone for men to respect you. Okay? Men respect the masculine energy that you have in you. Be feminine, okay? Have all the feminine qualities. But if you have no masculine quality or you don't embrace your masculine quality, men will walk over you. And what does the masculine in women does? The masculine in women is like the inner father. If you don't know what that means, ask yourself, me allowing this man to treat me this way, how would my father feel? Act that way. Your father will be angry at him that he's treating that way. So be angry when he treats you in a bad way. Don't be afraid to show him that you're angry. When he cheats or when he lies to you, don't be afraid to tell him not to call you again or just cut him off. Don't be afraid to break up with him or walk away. That is what your dad would advise you or your brother would advise you to do. So the masculine in us is to protect us in a good way, in a good time, like times when it's needed to stand up and go. Do it. That is the masculine energy in you. That's the father in you. Okay? Embrace that. Some women are afraid to show men their anger or show them that men that what they did doesn't make sense. And they just sit there and put up with whatever. Don't put up with him if he's being a child. Don't. You have no responsibility in putting up with a man who doesn't know how to treat a woman good. That is not your responsibility. You walk out and let someone else deal with that. You're too feminine, too beautiful to be stressed about someone who isn't matured enough to handle you. That is not your business. Hi, hello, Nahum. Nahum? That's a nice name. Never heard that before. And the last one is they're very selective on who they love, okay? So they don't just give their love to just anyone. Some of you, or some of us, have been through that. Hey, I'm not going to judge. I've been through that where I'll meet a guy and from the beginning, he shows like a couple of green flags and you're like planning your future wedding and how you and him are going to make cute kids. Be selective with who you give your love to. You have to let people go through a process where you get to know them. I like to slow things down when it comes to dating or even friendship. Okay, even with friendship, I like to slow things the F down because you never know people until something arises. Like the test of time will reveal real people to you. So don't be in a rush to date a guy. Don't be in a rush to love him. Relax. Take your time. Pump the brakes. Okay, and take it slow. Get to know him, the way he thinks, how his mind is, because you might end up making a lot of decisions or jumping into things that you might regret later in life if you don't get to know people. That's all I can say because I have made that mistake of meeting someone and I was thinking, oh my God, like he's the one. I told all my friends, I think we'll be getting married. I don't feel dumb. That's the process of life. I think that's the process of life. Maybe I rushed. That's exactly the reason why. I wasn't selective with the love. I just gave it to them because I didn't know how valuable my heart was or how valuable my love was. And my love healed them and it broke me. But that's okay. It's a lesson that you have to take on and not repeat it the next time. So the women with that divine energy are very selective. They give their love with kind of like they decided who gets it and who doesn't. Because they're very observant. They observe people. They observe everyone around them. And even the men they date, they observe them like, this guy, I don't think he would be a good fit as a husband. I don't think, like they decide. They don't just walk around and like one guy compliments them and they're like, oh my God, he complimented me that I'm the queen, I'm beautiful, he called me a queen, we're going to have a kingdom, we're going to be a power couple, blah 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 blah. So I'm just giving it all up to him. I want more lights and window refuse to go up, so I'm going to give all my love to him. Okay. And you just give everything. No, you need to assess that man or that guy to see if he even qualifies. He even qualifies to be called your boyfriend before you give him that title and your body. Okay? I don't know about everyone else, but I'm in the time of my life where I chose celibacy over everything. Like I'm celibate. Whether you come in my life and you promise to marry me, if you haven't gone to measure my finger and seen my parents and all of that, like forget about it. It's just words. You're just saying something to like take me to La La Land, to take me to fantasy land. Men use those lines. Oh, I'm going to marry. You're going to be my wife. If I tell you the number of times I've heard that, countless. Almost all of them will say that, right? How many of them did? None. So be selective. Don't believe men on the first time because they lie. That is their nature. They lie. Every day they lie. Every single day they lie. Especially if they like you, they will even lie more because they don't want to hurt you. Even if they don't like you, they'll still lie. So you don't believe everything they say. That's being naive. That's you being naive and being gullible. You trying to please them. And yesterday I saw a TikTok that said that matriarchy is actually the thing. Okay? That's why when you give everything to men, your love, your money, your trust, your youth, everything, they think there's something wrong with you, so they'll abuse you and break your heart and like just treat you like trash because they know they are supposed to do that for you. They know they're supposed to treat you like princess and like buy you stuff, like just impress you. So when it turns the other way around, they'll punish you for it. They'll punish you by cheating on you. They'll punish you by doing all those horrible things to you. They only love women who are like in their dark energy, who are selfish, who can be selfish, who put themselves first. Men who worship that woman. Okay. So when you see someone like maybe a couple and the woman is being worshipped by the husband, 9 times out of 10, when you go into their house, you say, oh, this woman is very soft and feminine. When you go into their house and you live with them for a day, you realize the woman is so selfish. And she puts herself first. So the man has no choice but to put herself first. And I've tested and tried that and it works. Okay? It works. I've been with a guy who I didn't value myself and I put him first. And I wasn't treated good enough. I've dated one that it was me first. I don't care. It was always me first. And truly, he put me first. And he loved me like too much that it became like, okay, it works. Why it works? That's how men are wired. Men are wired to worship women who see themselves as divine, who worship themselves, and who are selfish. That's who they were made to do. Why do you think these goddesses were very like they were very kind of like had no mercy on men. When you read the story of most of the goddess, like Lily, I've forgotten the names. They were savages. They were very savage, especially to the men. And the men would go to war for them, kill for them. That's how men were raised to be. The kind of women that were created by God to love are women who see themselves as divine goddesses, as divine beings. No man would wake up and be like, I want to marry a pushover. I want to marry a people pleaser. They don't want that. They might want that for a day or maybe when it's a role play, okay? If it's a role play, yeah. Just for that moment, beg for it or whatever. But after that, they don't want that the rest of the day. That's it. No. They don't want that. So put yourself first. Be selfish. I don't care how that sounds to anybody. Be selfish. If a man has never called you selfish, that means you're doing something wrong. You're doing everything wrong. If you've dated all your life and no one ever called you selfish, you're doing something wrong. I know if a woman has never been called selfish by a man, I know she's being used and abused. So me, for instance, when a man calls me, oh, you're so selfish, I'm like, thank you. At least I'm not being used. Okay? Men will call you or call you names so that your confidence will come down and they can actually use you. When you don't give them the time of the day for them to use you, oh, you're so selfish, or you always putting yourself first, it seems like you don't care about me. But they can't leave. Why can't you leave? You know, that's not a good reason for them to do that. That makes them love you more. Trust me. Find a random guy and try it on him. Find a random guy and try it. So do you guys want me to come back and talk about breakup? I like end the live and then come back again and talk about breakups and how to get over people, because for that one I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about breakup. I've been to a couple of them. I mean, recently I haven't dated for like 2 years now I haven't been with anyone because I choose not to. It's so stressful dealing with men. I don't know if you guys find it fun dealing with them. They can be fun. They can be fun sometimes, but not every time. So choose not to deal with them. Anyway, if you want to watch the full video, because this has been like a full 30 minutes. So if you want to watch the full video, I am talking about how to know you have the black cat energy. When the live ends, you can restart the video and I'll come back and do how to like breakups and how to get over them. And I also have in mind to do like soul contract, because some people find it very hard to move on from people even after they've broken up with them like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago. Like you should be over and done in a year, at most a year. So if you guys want me to talk about why you can't get over someone, why you can't get over someone you dated in the past, let me know, please. Let me know, because then I know that it's in demand. I feel like breakups are very I mean, even though they're part of human thing, it's one of the most painful things, detaching from someone. Detaching from someone you once had a whole routine with. It's not easy. It's not easy. I get it. I empathize with that. So, and I also wish I had someone to tell me about this. When I once had a terrible breakup, I thought that was the end of the world. I thought, like, I'm never going to love again. Like, that's the end of the world. I thought same. I didn't promise I wouldn't. I'm not going to love anybody. Oh, we all said that. Well, once you're in that pain, you don't think clearly. You don't. Everything is like, you're seeing from that pain. That's all you can see. So do you guys want me to come back and talk about breakups? Is there a yes? And I also have to put my mic on chat. So maybe I'll be back in like, say 30 minutes time to talk about breakups. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So I've ended the Black Cat Energy series for good. And if you want to watch more about like the beginning, you should go to when you enter into my YouTube, go to where the live section is, and you start from the bottom up. So this video will be kept on my live section kind of videos, and you can watch this later after life is done and know how to know you embody the black cat energy. How to know you embody that black cat energy. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I'll be back very soon talking about the breakups. Bye.